Welcome! And today we'll dive into a couple of great entitled parent stories and their reactions. Coming up we have my entitled grandma's claim to inheritance which could have ruined me and my siblings' future. Plus we have entitled mom insists I should change my dog's name to not confuse her son about animals. I just know you're gonna love these stories, so this should be a fun session. Hi, this is Derek. I just put the Drama Llama, Fred, back in his pen so that I can do this quick video for you with some of the stuff that Fred found on Reddit earlier today. If this is your first time watching our videos, help me out by watching to the end, and then giving me some feedback in the comment area below. I do respond to every single one, so don't be shy. And if you want more of these videos daily, don't forget to like and subscribe, with notifications turned on for this channel. Oh boy, let's get ready for some stories. Gimme a break. Life posted. My entitled grandma's claim to inheritance which could have ruined me and my siblings' future. Hey all. Been lurking around this sub for quite a while. Recently just passed the requirement to post in this sub, so just wanted to share my story. A little context, my family is a pretty well-off family. My mom and dad has garner money and land for their business, and are able to send me and my two siblings to a local international school. The majority of the land they bought were in my mother's name. Because of a stupid reason totally unrelated to this story, remember this point. My mom, however, passed away with brain tumor before I could even finish high school 5 years ago. But to this day I'm still affected by that event. Before she passed away, Dad felt that something around the conflicts regarding inheritance would occur. So he tries to clear everything, even visiting the land registry every day for a whole month and transferring the inheritance into the name of him, me and my siblings. Now, as you all will probably know, where there's a lot of inheritance involved, your fam's about to get busy. Enter entitled grandma, e.g., my deceased mom's mother. There weren't really any issues to begin with. My dad promised to let entitled grandma stay in the home he and my mom built. The home was registered in my dad's name. He even provided her a monthly payment of approximately $650. Might not sound much, but in my country it was enough to live comfortably. Considering she isn't responsible for rent and other bills. Everything, apart from some minor stupid inheritance claims here and there, seems fine for about 3 years. The 4th year is when poop gets down. Around that time, I was doing a master's degree in the UK, which I recently just graduated at the time of this post. My sister's doing an undergraduate in Australia. And my younger brother is about to graduate high school. As it's always been both my parents' goal to send us abroad for education. You can pretty much guess the financial burden my dad has now. Entitled grandma, however, decides that it's none of her concern and decides to sue. Apparently, according to the lawsuit document, she is entitled to all the land that is registered in my mom's name prior to her signing it off. The house my dad is letting her live in, along with other stuff worth over millions in USD. You might be thinking, what the F? But didn't your mom sign the inheritance document? This is where it gets more F up. Despite my dad sending my mom to be treated in one of the best and most expensive private hospitals in the country, and splurging nearly $1 million USD in medical treatment, entitled grandma still claims this person has attempted to indirectly murder my daughter, and intends to hog all the inheritance to himself. These included blurting out excuses like tricking her during a not fully conscious state, it's brain tumor after all, feeding her insanitary green water during her home stay period, or even intentionally instructing the doctors to not fully treat my daughter. What makes my blood even more was that entitled Granda did not care about the fact that me and my siblings, her grandkids, is still financially dependent on my dad for our education and livelihood, and wanted my dad put in jail on the charges of inheritance scam. The details of the lawsuit and stuff is complicated. But just to give you a summary, my dad has upper hand, albeit few loopholes exist, as all the documents has been signed. And the patient documents did not support any of her stupid claims. He however decided to settle the lawsuit in court by saying that he will pay entitled Granda $500k USD in cash, allowing her to stay in that home for the rest of her life. And allowing her to collect rent on one of my dad's small condos for the rest of her life also. This is on the condition that entitled grandma cut all family ties with us, and never bring the issue of inheritance to court ever again. When I asked my dad why he decided to settle by giving entitled grandma money, even though entitled grandma filed a lawsuit against him without regards to his financial burden. And him still having the upper hand, he simply just utter. Your mom loved entitled grandma very much, and I promised her I would never hurt entitled grandma. The aftermath, the lawsuit was settled about a year ago. If you're wondering what happens after, my mom's family is completely a mess. Last I heard, entitled grandma has already burnt through all the money. And is now receiving death threats from her group of relatives as they want in with a share. Now she's begging to see the grandkids she loves so much. Ha, talk about karma. What are your thoughts on? Give me a break life story? Please share in the comments below. Here's how some Reddit members reacted to this story. Culture Degenerate 7 reacted with, your dad seems like a nice man. And I don't think he for one would ever try to poison your mother. He respected her wishes even after death, so I think that's a good sign. I hope none of you ever get bothered or contacted by her ever again. He really is. One of the traits which made me respect him a lot was that he will try his best to fulfill the words he has given. VLZR0197 reacted with, karma's like a boomerang, it goes one way. Then on the way back it smacks you upside the head. And it sounds like she's in for one hell of a whack upside the noggin. What a bunch of great reactions. Now on to the next story posted by Mandarina Espacial, who posted, entitled Mom insists I should change my dog's name to not confuse her son about animals. This is so ridiculous and happened like 10 minutes ago. I couldn't walk home fast enough to get Wi-Fi and share this. Background info, I live in Argentina. I'm an advanced student in English teaching. I have 4 dogs and one of them is named Monkey. Before lockdown was enforced and made mandatory back in March, I used to tutor K, 5 meters, in English. He would be starting English classes at school this year and his mom, the entitled mom henceforth, had wanted him to have a head start in comparison to the other kids in his class. Entitled mom had said that K was insecure about starting school and wanted him to feel accomplished and smart by being ahead of his classmates. Weird logic, but okay. She was paying me good money. And the kid actually showed an interest in the language and all the activities I did with him. So tutoring him was actually enjoyable for both of us. When lockdown was enforced, we had to suspend the tutoring sessions because public transport was unavailable. And they lived in the other corner of the city. Fast forward to today, I took my dog Monkey for a walk today. And we ran into entitled mom and Kay at the park. And Kay was thrilled to meet one of my dogs at last. I had talked to him about them before and showed him pics. He was very polite and asked what was her name, how old was she, if he could pet her, etc. When I told him that my dog's name was Monkey, he was thrilled to let me know that he knew what that word meant, because they had learned about different animals in his classes during the year. Entitled mom was less thrilled to know that I had named my dog as another animal. She started questioning me, although it felt more as an interrogation, about why would I do that, if I did it just to show off my skills in English, if I was aware it could be confusing, and so on. I asked her what she meant by confusing, thinking that she meant by the gender of my dog. I find it silly that people assume animals' gender by their names, but it happens. But she said, and I'm quoting, why would you try to confuse my son by naming a dog as another animal? He's trying hard to learn things in English because you prompted him to. And now whenever he hears the word monkey, he will think of your dog. I tried to explain to her why I had chosen that name for my dog. But she then went on about how I should change my dog's name, so something more dog-like, so children like her son would feel confused about animals. She was very insistent on names I should call my dog, even telling her son to try calling Monkey other names to see if she responded. And I almost told her I could probably call her entitled mom's name instead because she's a biatch after all, no confusion there. But I restrained because her kid was there. And I didn't want to deal with her getting all angry at me in public. Kay said he liked Monkey's name because it's unique and suits her because of her curly tail, like a monkey cartoon, and I told him it was actually one of the reasons I had chosen that name for her. Entitled mom realized there was no win for her in the issue, and quickly said some greeting, took her kid and left. Monkey and I actually shared a look for a moment, and I took it as cue to come home already. To add, someone in PMs asked me, aside from the curly tail, what other reasons I had to give Monkey that name. To be honest, when I brought her home, I was on a binge for anything Arctic monkeys related for some reason. So there's also that. Also, I'm in love with all the comments sharing silly, funny, interesting pet names that they all know fit just perfectly. What are your thoughts on Mandarina Espacial's story? Please share in the comments below. Here's how some Reddit members reacted to this story. Wafer 2016 reacted with, "I chose whatever name suits me for my pets. Often that means they end up with a misgendered name, haha. I had a girl budgie named Bob. A girl cat named Simba. A boy cat named Molly. In my family we tend to name dogs based on a physical trait of theirs. I used to have a black lab dachshund mix named Rambo. You can imagine how he looked by that name only." And finally, Dense14618 reacted with, "I got 2 dogs and I always allow my dogs to choose their name. I usually get a list of names I like, then I call them out in front of the dog to see which one they like. My 2 dogs are called Glitch and Phantom." Well, there you have it. A perfectly great set of reactions from a bunch of upstanding citizens. Help support this channel by smashing the like and subscribe buttons. And hit that silly little bell as well to ensure you get the latest videos as they come out. Fred is always finding stuff for me to post regularly. So this is Derek signing off. Thanks for watching. Good grief, it sounds like Fred is out of his pen again. He must have found more stories for me to share with you. See you soon.